தினத்தில் விஜயகாந்த் வியஸ்காந்த் அவர்களுக்கு யாழ் மாவட்டத்தைச் சேர்ந்த நேற்றைய தினம் எல்பிஎல் போட்டியில் ஜெஃப்னா ஸ்டேடியன்ஸ் அணிக்கு போட்டியிட்டு இந்த நாட்டில் தமிழரை பெருமைப்படுத்திய விஜயகாந்த் வியஸ்காந்த் அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களையும் இன்றைய தினத்தில் என்னுடைய அவர்களுடைய பிறந்தநாள் வாழ்த்துக்களையும் இந்த இடத்தில் நான் சொல்ல விரும்புகிறேன். In this house, first of all, I would like to state that I was actually elected to parliament. I'm not a nationalist MP. I heard there were some rumors about me saying that I was given a slot on the national list, but I was actually elected to parliament and I got the highest number of preferential votes in the Batticaloa district for the TNA because a couple of members came and asked me if I was a nationalist MP, so I have to put that on record. I'm very happy to speak today on this debate where we are debating about the tourism ministry, Ministry of Ports and Shipping, and the State Ministry of Aviation and I think Export Development Zones. I'm very happy to speak today because I feel that these areas really need to be given attention in the north and east of Sri Lanka because these areas really could help transform the economy of the north and the east of this area. I attended the consultative committee meetings of both the Ports and Shipping Ministry and the Tourism Ministry, and I raised some questions there, and it was very unfortunate to note that some of the projects that had happened in the previous government, I think the present government officials were not aware of it. When I raised some questions regarding the Thalaimana ferry, I think I was told that there was something that was done in 2001, but in fact I have a letter here that was sent by the former State Minister for Tourism, Honorable Ranjit Taluvihare, had sent to the Indian Sri Lankan High Commissioner in India, and also various meetings had been held within Sri Lanka as well with regards to restarting the Thalaimana ferry. However, the officials were not really aware of these issues. So I feel that it is really important that we look at the work that has been done by previous governments before we go ahead with any new proposals, because these resources that may have been spent on these project proposals would otherwise be a waste. So we need to look at, because irrespective of what government is in power now, we need to look at the work that has been done in the previous government so we can start from where we have stopped. Otherwise, if we start now, by the time the government's term is over or there's a cabinet reshuffle, then it will be a new set of proposals that will start. So I'd like to bring that to the Honourable Minister's attention. Because the tourism ministry is the tourism industry is the fourth largest revenue earning industry in Sri Lanka. However, it's very sad that in the last 2 years, this industry has been hit really hard. Initially by the Easter tax and then because of the COVID. So I think the Honourable Prasanna Ranatunga has been given a very tough task to restart this industry, and I think he's a very capable minister, and I think he will be able to turn this around, and we are very much willing to support the Honourable Minister in these endeavours by helping him identify resources and also supporting them develop these resources in the north and the east. At the consultative committee meeting, they mentioned that there were some systems were being looked at when the airport is opened for large-scale hotels to be opened up. But I'd like to request this House and the Honourable Minister to look at a way where we can restart or we can support the economies of the bottom, the people from right at the bottom. Because for an example, I was speaking to a gentleman recently. 20 years ago, he had started his career in tourism with a tuk-tuk, with a three-wheeler. And then he had gradually developed himself. And he has today, about 1 year ago, when the Easter attack happened, he had bought a car. And he was very proud of it. And he was calling himself a travel guide. But due to the Easter attacks, he was unable to make his repayments. And today he's back to square one. He's back in a three-wheeler, riding a three-wheeler. So it's very unfair. This is happening to everybody. I know monetariums have been given by banks to extend the grace periods have been given, and the monetariums have been given where the borrowers can pay later in the future. But however, even the interest part needs to be paid. So even if with the Easter attack, when the Easter attack started, so it's been 2 years now. So 2 years later, the industry hasn't picked up. So how are these people going to run their businesses? There are backpackers. So many backpackers were there. so many home-based homestays were established. People had taken loans. All these industries are suffering, Honorable Minister, so I'd like you to try and see. I know it's a very hard challenge. It's not something that you're not a magician. I understand that. But I'd like to request you to try and see. And we are not a very rich country. We can't give out grants and dole money out. But I'm requesting you to maybe appoint a team to try and see what can be done to uplift the economy of these very small scalers. Next, I'd like to take your attention to how we can develop some industries in the north and the east of this country. I think one of the main things that need to be done is we need to increase the accessibility in the north and the east. Today, if you look at the south has been developed to an unimaginable level. And I think it's mainly due to the distance. So if you look at Galle, it's only 100 kilometers from Colombo. With the highway, now it's only a 1 hour drive. So if you look at from Colombo all the way up to Matara, Hambantota, because of the expressway, these areas have been developed. When I say these areas have been developed, I'm not saying that, major hotels have come up or major tourism zones have been created. But what I'm trying to say is that the industry has gone right to the bottom. So people from right at the bottom to hoteliers have made really good gains. But whereas if you look at the north and the east of this country, there's very little development, there's very little accessibility. Because if you look at a tourist who wants to travel to Jaffna today, if a tourist is going to spend 7 days in Sri Lanka, it will take 1 day to travel to Jaffna by road, 1 day back from Jaffna by road to come back to Colombo. Same with Batiklo. I travel from Batiklo every day after I travel. I mean, I should be used to it after traveling for 7 to 8 years, but even now it takes me half a day to recover after that journey. So how is a tourist going to travel to Jaffna or the Batiklo district or anywhere in the north and the east on a 7-day holiday? It's not acceptable. So we need to increase the accessibility. So we have so many ways we can do that. The Thalaimana Rameswaram ferry. This ferry used to be a very, very lucrative business back in the day. I still don't understand why we haven't started it. The Thalaimana railway station, they are going to courts. They are going to courts because you're not letting them bury their bodies. Tamil people are going to courts for fundamental rights. I went to courts in Batiklo. Why? Because there's a mother who wants to light up a lamp in remembrance of her son. A father wants to light up a lamp in remembrance of his son. For you all, maybe it's LTT. For me, for him, for us, it's a different thing. But for a mother, the son is a son. He's not part of, for her, it doesn't matter if it's LTT or what. Son. Mama miniyak marala giyat, mang hitanne mage ammata mang mage ammage man puta. Mama LTT nevei. Why can't you respect that? Tamils are going to courts to remember the dead. Muslims are going to court to bury their dead. Look at the Catholic community in this country. We have so many debates about the Catholic cardinal now. Cardinal is begging for justice to be done to his dead. So this is the point this country has come to. We should be ashamed. And then the Honorable Minister for Police was talking about මේ රටේ සිංහල මිනිස්සු මම පව් කියලා කියන්නේ නැති බිල්ල මවලා පෙන්නන්නේ. දෙමළ මුස්ලිම් කට්ටිය මේ රටේ ප්‍රශ්නේ. We have to worry about our Chinese investments. The Honorable Minister for Ports and Shipping is here. We have to worry about our Chinese investments. China is investing very heavily in ports. Do we want to be another Pakistan? Do we want to be another Laos? We are getting into debt trap, Chinese debt trap. Tell the Sinhala people this. සිංහල ජාතියට කියන්න අද මේ රටේ නැති බිල්ල දෙමළ මුස්ලිම් නෙවෙයි තියෙන බිල්ල චීනේ තියෙන බිල්ල. Tell them if you're so gutsy, go in front of the Sinhala community. මේ සිංහල රජය ඉස්සරහා සිංහල මිනිස්සු ඉස්සරහා කියලා කියන්න. මේ රටේ චීන ආයෝජන කරන. Tell me the number of jobs that the Chinese have created in this country. Tell me the number of jobs. All the Chinese investments come. What happens? Chinese come and work. They're investing, they'll take their money, they'll leave. Why you think Port City is being built because they love us? Port City එක මොකටද හදන්නේ? අපේ ආදරේටද? No. Port City is being built because they want a base in Southeast Asia, on the Indian Ocean, not because they love us. We are allowing that. But what are we going to do? සිංහල මිනිස්සුව රවට්ටන්න අපි කියනවා අන්න ජීජී පොන්නම්බල මෙදා කතා කරා. එයාට විරුද්ධව සරත් වීරසේකර මෙහෙම කිව්වා. අපි තමයි මේ දැක්කනේ මේ ඡන්දේ දුන්න නිසා තමයි කතා කරේ. I mean we are just sorry.
ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා සභාව ඉතාමත්ම
Please don't, Honorable Speaker.
මගාවනවා. එතුමා කිව්වා මට මේ පොයින්ට් එක මේක
ඔබතුමා කතා කරන්න.
Oh, don't let them abuse these standing orders. Honorable Leader of the House, please have a meeting with your SLPP fellows.
වාර්තා විනාඩි
Have a-
2යි.
No,
මන්ත්‍රීතුමා
විනාඩි 6ක් තියෙනවා මට I put the
විනාඩි
stop
2යි,
watch on.
2යි.
මට විනාඩි 6ක් තියෙනවා. මම මේක දන්නේ නිසා
නෑ
stop watch
ඔබතුමාට
එක දැම්මා.
විනාඩි 29යි.
මට ඇමතුමා මේක කරන්න එපා. මොකද අපේ වෙලාව මෙහෙම නාස්ති කන්න දීලා ඊට පස්සේ මගේ විනාඩි නවත්තන්න එපා. මට මගේ විනාඩි 6 දෙන්න. Point of order නේ වාඩි වෙන්න.
මොකද
Sit down.
මන්ත්‍රීතුමා? ඔව් මන්ත්‍රීතුමා.
Not a point of order.
මෙතුමා මේ සෞඛ්‍ය ප්‍රශ්නයක් මෙතන මේ සිංහල ජාතියට
නෑ,
පැත්තට
ඒ
දානවා.
රීති
මේ සෞඛ්‍ය
ප්‍රශ්නයක්
ප්‍රශ්න ඒකට
නේ
කමිටුව
වාඩි වෙන්න. Shame on this government. Just you know, we don't want to be a Chinese colony. You know, in this country, Muslims are going to court, Catholics are going to asking for justice, Tamils for asking. You know, get your people in order. Leader of the House, get your people in order. These are not MPs. Who are these fellows? You have brought them here just to do this. Let them make a point in Parliament, right? And then behave yourself. And what is the language that you use? You know. In conclusion, it is behavior like this that strengthens us. It's behavior like this that strengthens us. Thank you. When you all behave like this, it strengthens our cause. It strengthens our cause. You know, stop waging about the war. Stop harping about the war. War was finished 11 years ago. Ganna හැම කෙහෙල් මලකටම යුද්ධ දිනපු නායකයා.
ඔව් මන්ත්‍රීතුමා.
යුද්ධ ඉවර කරා. Right? You know,
දෙන කරුකත්
කියන්නේ
සිංහල ඉස්කෝලේ
පොටේ ගරු නියෝජ්‍ය කතානායකතුමනි
කැටියෙන් කියන්නේ.
මට දැනුවත් විය යුතුයි පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරුන් විදිහට අපේ කාල ගණකයක් තියාගෙන අපිට ඔබතුමාගව කියන ප්‍රමාණය කාලය පිළිබඳව
පැහැදිලි,
තීරණයක් ගැනීමට හැකියාවක් පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරුන්ට වෙනම තියනවාද කියලා.
දැනට නෑ පැහැදිලි.
of order. How are you allowing this point? I mean, you know, you should have a meeting with them. Teach them what points of orders are. This is absurd. You know, 75 years. You know, I don't know how much time I have left with all this.
ඔබතුමාට තව විනාඩි
nonsense.
2යි.
I don't
ඉවර කරන්න
know.
වෙලාව.
How much time do I have left, sir?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
No, I have 4 minutes, sir. Give me 4 minutes. Let me finish this. So anyway, I wanted to say more things, but then I've been disturbed like this. But it has been, you know, yesterday, when we spoke, the day before yesterday, Honorable G.G. Ponnambalam said something very important. He said, you might succeed one day in completely destroying us, right, if you keep going at this pace. But I'd like to tell you something. It's taken 72 years and you still haven't been able to destroy our voices, right? Even if it takes another 75 years, you all will not be able to destroy our voices, right? What you all will destroy is you all will destroy this country. This country will go back. We will all get destroyed. Come, let's join hands in getting destroyed, if that's what you want. You want to get destroyed? Let's join hands. Worry about the Chinese. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about us. Worry about the Chinese, because you know you've been hitting us so hard. I actually like to say something that my grandfather said in this parliament in 1969, in July 25th of July 1969. He has said, Mr. Speaker, I'm ashamed that 70 years later this speech is still relevant. Mr. Speaker, my late grandfather was the leader of the Federal Party at one point. He was a member of parliament from 52 to 70, and he has said this in the parliament in 1969. Mr. Speaker, I'll finish this within 1 minute. I'll finish. Mr. Speaker, the Federal Party has existed for more than 20 years. Our objective, our ideal, our goal. Our scientific theory has been that this country should have a federal form of government. Now, why do we say that? We are supposed to have a democratic form of government. Democracy is one of the very loose words that is used for a concept and a form of government which sometimes exists and sometimes does not exist in the theoretical form. So I don't want to read the whole thing. I don't want to read the whole thing, but this speech is still very relevant after 70 years. I will finish up. I will finish up in one last saying.
No.
You know, with one last saying. You know, hatred cannot be removed by hatred. Hatred cannot be removed by hatred. Love. You guys boast that this is a Sinhala Buddhist country. You all can't even allow us Tamil man to speak. Sinhala Buddhist country, you have to love people, not disturb people like this. If you're a Sinhala Buddhist country, if you're a Buddhist, first if you're a Buddhist, learn to respect human beings. Learn to respect human beings. Thank you.